It's been 2.5 months since our double cup dumping in the last episode, and since then our form has been pretty bad. There has been a couple of patches where it's not been so bad, but it's mostly been bad, and there's been some major events happening as well. Most notable, Daniel Oyatunde is no longer a Farnborough player, so there's lots to fill you in on, so let's get to it. Let's start with looking at our pretty terrible form here. And yeah, it was all the way back here against Burton and then MK Dons that we got dumped out the FACup in the second round, and we were dumped out the Papa John's trophy as well. And since then, well, there's been lots of games and we've picked up 4 wins along the way. So we've still been managing to get some points and 4 draws as well. So we have managed to keep some resemblance of form going. But as you can see, it's been pretty bad. Yeah, very patchy, and form has not been very good at all. Yeah, I won't really go through all the individual results. I don't really know what happened to our form. As you can see, before then, it was just, our form was solid, pretty solid. And then, yeah, the double cup dumping, I think, just crushed the players. And yeah, they just went on a proper wobble. Yeah, each and every single one of them had a proper wobble. And then we changed tactics, formation, tried to play a bit more of a pressing game, and it has produced some results, so we're going to stick with that. The last game against Bradford City, we were 2-0 up, and they managed to steal the win from us. So that was a real disappointing game in the last game. I was hoping for better. We were meant to be back for our Yeovil game, which would have been today, but it's been postponed. So we're going to be playing Grimsby and then York, which... yeah, I was hoping for the Yeovil game because it would have been 7th against 8th. And when I planned it and told you about it in the last episode, it looked like we were going to be pretty close in the table. And yeah, I was right. I think 1 place and equal on points and equal on goal difference as well. And actual results are all the same. So yeah, pretty tight between ourselves and Yeovil at the moment. Right, so... the transfers. What has been going on? Well, Oyatunde's release clause was met. So our hands were tied. We had no choice. He was free to leave. And leave he did. However, so he went to Oxford United. They met his release clause. Like I said, nothing we could do about it to hold on to him here unless he rejected them, which he didn't. He's now on 4,000 a week at Oxford United. However, they did offer him straight back to us on loan until the end of the season, so that is great news for us. We still have him here at the club. He is just no longer our player, so he's going to help us as much as he can until the end of the season. He was keen to come back on loan until the end of the season and help us see out the remainder of the season. What else has happened? Alfie Roberts also had an offer come in from Swansea in the Championship. No, League One, sorry. My bad. In League One. So initial 65,000, potentially going up to 120,000 for Alfie Roberts. So a little bit sad to see him go. He has grown quite nicely with us. But we do have other goalkeepers. I'm still... I still don't really like where is he? Cameron Gregory. Yeah, still not happy with him. Don't want him around anymore. Don't want him to play. He's just not consistent for me either. But we have got Owen Foster in on loan to basically take up the place of Alfie Roberts. He's a very good goalkeeper for our level. And he should do us just fine. I mean, he's conceded 4 in 2 games, but he will fill in between the posts just fine. And yeah, so we've got him on loan from Hull, and we've got quite a few other loanees in as well. I say quite a few others. We already had Gavin Gallagher and Charlie Robson. The other players to join the ranks, Sydney as well. Don't forget about Sydney. The other players to, Sydney, the Brazilian. The other players to join the ranks is Saeed Moradi. He is on loan from Millwall to fill in at central midfield and central defensive midfield as well. He can potentially play further up as well, but we've got plenty of cover there for the moment. It's mainly in that midfield and defensive midfield role as well. And then we got Joseph McCullen as well, who is coming in for a bit of extra options on that right wing. He's not really done much at the moment, but he was another body. Bringing him in meant that we didn't have to rely on bringing up either like Danny Imre or moving Daniel Oyatunde out to the right as well. Didn't want to do that. Wanted to keep Daniel Oyatunde up front. So at the end of the season, there's going to be a lot of changes. We're not going to have our star player. I mean, he is our star player, Daniel Oyatunde, by far our best player, really. But I'm looking forward to. He's great, and he's been great for us. But we have a lot of creative players already, and he kind of merges that mold between great creative player and a great striker as well. Doesn't really just sit as one or the other. So with the creative players we already have in, and that we could potentially bring in between this season and next in the summer transfer window, I'm really looking forward to bringing in an out and out striker. Hopefully someone big and strong, a little bit like Ash Boatswain was for us. I mean, he still scored like 25 goals in just over 50 games for us. Someone of that kind of mould that's going to be a physical presence up front, but a lot better than Ash Boatswain was. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, only going to happen if we find the right player. But yeah, we're going to have to replace Daniel Oyatunde in one way or another at the end of the season. Anyway, right, that's enough with filling in what has been going on. I will get to the Grimsby game and I will see you there. Right, just before we get into that game against Grimsby, there was a couple of other things I just wanted to go over before we do, and that is our injuries and whatnots that we've had recently. So we've kind of had we've had a few injuries, and we had a bit of a flu outbreak as well. The flu took out Harry Lee, Gavin Gallagher and David Akagbu for a little while, which is obviously not very helpful. But I think that was pretty much where that ended. And then Oliver Iro, our sort of talisman, really, he broke his foot. So he is still out and unavailable. We've had Preston Fearon. He's currently out. Let's have a look at who is currently out. So we're currently out Preston Fearon. He is out with his twisted ankle for a couple of weeks still. Oliver Iro is still recovering from his broken foot. And then we got Zach Henry, who broke his ankle. He actually broke that in the Cup, Papa John's Trophy defeat to MK Dons. So we knew he got injured in that game, but it wasn't until after that I found out that someone shattered his ankle. So yeah, that's the current state of affair there. We could really do with getting players like Zach Henry and Oliver Iro back. Preston Fearon has been, he's an important player for us, just in numbers, not necessarily that he's a standout player, but he's a player that does a job, who can come in and do a job for us. And without those players as well, alongside, the really important players, it does make a difference. Anyway, for our game today, as you can see, we changed to a 4-2-3-1. And then, so we've got new guy, Owen Foster in goal. And then we've got Elijah Morgan, David Akagbu, Taylor Foran, and Danny Imre in defence. And then we got our new boy, Saeed Moradi, in on loan, alongside Jacob, Hammond, Chambers, Borgness in our central defensive midfield roles. Moradi playing as a deep line playmaker, and Hammond as our ball-winning midfielder. And then our three attacking midfielders, we have Joseph McCullen on that right wing. I mean, he's good for crossing, can dribble, can pass. Hasn't really done anything for us too much yet, but he could grow into the role throughout the rest of the season and make a difference maybe. Gavin Gallagher in that central attacking midfield role that he holds because it's the only place he can play without his parent club shouting at me. So yeah, and then we've got Min QG on the left. We would have had Oliver Iro potentially coming in as the inside forward from that side in this formation, but obviously he is out. If I asked for the team to be picked for me, they'd put Tom Olliott in, probably because he's got that partnership with Elijah Morgan. However, he's not been the player that we've known from the past. He just doesn't cut it at this level. And yeah, he's got a partnership, good connection with Elijah Morgan behind him. But even when he's when I have brought him on, tried him, he just hasn't performed. And yeah, I can't bring him on just because he's been with us a long time and he's got a good partnership. It just hasn't worked. So I'm putting in G because he is a G. Well, hopefully, I'm hoping he's going to grow into a G. But yeah, I'm still got high hopes for Min QG. And yeah, he has popped up with a couple of goals and assists in his few appearances. So I'm going to stick with him in that position and hope he kind of makes it his own throughout the rest of the season. So, all right, let's get into it and see how it goes. As you can see, everyone's kind of happy with how the team's set up and their roles. All right. Right. Revenge on Grimsby. Seeing as they've beaten us already. At our place. Yeah. Should we hold up too much hope? I don't know. We will see. I didn't actually look what place they were. They are below us. Whatever place they're in, they are below us. We'll see when it all pops up. There they are, down in 14th. So they're capable of beating us, but we have had better form so far. So hopefully we've improved since last time we saw them, and we can get the result here that we need. We have a chance to kind of get into the playoff places, and we are heading towards sort of later stages of the season as well now. So am I hoping to get in the playoff places? I don't think we'd be ready to go up. So it's not like I'll be hoping to get in the playoff places and then win promotion to League One. I think that would be potentially detrimental to us. Go on, G. Go on, G. Go on, G. Min QG. You want him to perform and he steps up. Yes. I love that guy. I don't know what it is. Just ever since I had him in on trial and I saw what he could do in pre-season, I've just had high hopes for him. And I do hope he can carry on growing and do better and better. Maybe grow with us over the next season or two and just see where it goes. But that is 1-0 up thanks to a G goal. Ooh. Yeah, I seriously, I think it would be detrimental trying to go up at this point. I don't think we're financially secure enough to be able to bring in the quality of player and pay the wages that they're going to need. I do think it's a season too early, really. If we had we went on a cup run where we ended up getting $1 million or so in the bank, that was actually what I forgot. The other thing I forgot to go into our finances since those transfers as well. So I just tell you, we're somewhere in the 600,000 mark now. So we have improved on that front. We've gone up from sort of going between sort of 300,000 something, and well, we were well in the 300,000 somethings, and yeah. So now we're up to 600,000. So again, it's looking a lot healthier. My wage budget is actually in, nearly with another goal there. Good stop by the keeper. Yeah, wages are in the black now. So yeah, I'm not going to get told off at the end of the season, I don't think, for not keeping our wages under control. All those loans as well are in for free. Oh, that should have been a goal there. McDonald, I think it was, with a bad miss. Yeah, so finance is looking a hell of a lot better since those transfers went through of Oyatunde and Alfie Roberts. Yeah, they're going to be big misses, but we can look at bringing new young faces in and replacing them the best we can. Yeah. But yeah, even with those finances in, I still don't think we're in a financial position to make that step up yet. We'll see about another next season, whether we get better money coming in, we can increase our gate receipts again. We're just going to have to see. Right, happy with the number of shots. Let's keep it up. Yeah, and maybe sponsorships as well. Yeah, overall, I just feel like we need to be bringing in more money to be able to afford to afford our hefty expectations of the team. But yeah, we didn't get the cup runs we were hoping for this year. Maybe next year we will get a longer cup run and get one of those money spinning ties. And McCallum with goal number 2 there, with a bit of a cheeky corner to the unmarked McCallum on the edge of the penalty area. Just takes a touch and boom, rockets it into the far corner. 2-0. Now it looks like we're having a better day out against Grimsby than we did last time. Let's look at making some substitutions. No one's too tired, but we have had the extra rest with the postponed Yeovil game. So that'll be a little bit why that is. Who to take off? Everyone's kind of having a good day and no one's really too tired yet. All right. I think I might bring on Robbie McKenzie. I might wait a little bit actually. Yeah, I don't need. I'm forcing myself into making changes there, and I don't really need to. So I'm gonna hold off. Yeovil keeping up the pace with us as well, winning against Morecambe. So when we do come around to playing them, I feel like it's still going to be a tight contest against us. It's back to 2-2 at Yeovil now. Well, with Yeovil now at Morecambe. And we played the whole game out, and forehand, should have put that in the back of the net. Yeah, played the whole game out and made no substitutions. So yeah, now my players are going to be knackered for the next game. I got distracted with the Yeovil result. That is my fault. All right, well, 2-0 win away against Grimsby. That is a good result, even if they are down in 14th. It keeps us in place for a bit of a playoff push. Again, I'll reiterate on that. If we do end up in the playoff places, I might be hoping that we don't, win promotion, because I think it's just going to be so much harder. It has been harder this season in League 2 than our back-to-back promotions from Panorama South and then the National. And I could feel the step up into this league, and then I just don't think we'll be able to bring the players in that we'd need to have a decent, good season. But if we do, maybe we'd be able to bring in enough people to maybe have a safe season and not be relegated, and maybe, I don't know, somewhere between the relegation and mid-table. If we were to end up going up, but yeah, I'm not expecting anything, certainly at this point. Right, so our next game is against York, so I will get there and I will see you there. All right, so before we get into that game, a quick look at those finances I was talking about, and as you can see, overall balance just over 600,000 there. We've got a couple of home games lined up as well, so that will be bumped up a little bit. Yeah, so by the end of the season, yeah, we got the off season where balance will go down for sure. But we're definitely going to go into next season with at least 500,000 in the bank. So that is keep on moving in the right direction as far as finances go. You know, you can't grow the club without growing the finances. So yeah, we are definitely moving in the right direction without necessarily really hitting that jackpot yet of either having a superstar player that you know, you get a really good transfer fee for. I mean, Oyatunde's, it was just over 250,000. So yeah, it is good, but it's not, you know, it's not club changing amounts or anything. Just like what a really decent cup run would be as well. So yeah, but still moving in the right direction, and everything else is in the black as well. Nothing in the red. So yeah, things are looking healthy on that front. On a note of good news as well, we've had to pay out some bonuses for avoiding relegation. So yeah, on a good note, we have officially avoided relegation, and I should hope so by the end of this season, considering what place we're in. But yeah, we've had to pay out some money for avoiding that. So yeah, a little bit of good news. Right, let's get into our game. Already got the team set up, and it is exactly the same as we put out last time. So hopefully we can get another decent result. Oh shit! I mean, the match, well, no more than okay. Okay, someone's got to drop out. Someone's got to drop out, and it's going to be Charlie Robinson. As you can see here, his recent form, actually, considering he should be our best defender, his form has been shocking, and he's not really been that reliable for us. I'd actually say he's played quite a big part in a bit of our wobbly form. So I'm going to bring in... Ooh... I think I'm going to bring in Takawira. He's been getting a few goals in the reserves, and so I might give him a chance. Still kind of got hopes for him as well. I don't have dreams quite as lofty as I do for G, but he's still got some potential there to grow into a bit of a better player than he is right now. So yeah, I'll bring Takawira in instead of Charlie Robinson. Everyone else is happy. And all we need to do is get a good result here against York. And we should carry our form on from last game. We should do well. We should be getting a result here. No questions asked. York are propping up the foot of the table. They are in 24th. They are the losers of League 2 right now. So yeah, anything less than 3 points and a win at home against bottom of the table York. Yeah, would just be an absolute catastrophe, really. This is 100% somewhere we should be getting 3 points, and yeah, trying to solidify our position up towards the top end of the table. I would be disappointed if we sort of dropped down a little bit towards mid-table, considering how well we've done so far in the league. So yeah, I still want to be up there somewhere. Just I'm not expecting to go up. Yeah, but we just got to wait and see what happens. Gallagher can't quite find anyone in the middle. McCullen finds Morat. Oh, gee, taken out big time for a penalty. He went for a little Superman fly there. Who have we got taking this penalty? Imre, he should slot this away quite comfortably, and he does. That is 1-0 at home against York. 18 minutes gone, and yeah, I've still got that image of G just like, what? He was absolutely sent flying. I know he's little, but that was ridiculous. He actually got launched. All right. Don't want to give them any time on the ball. That's it. Chase them down, close them down, get that ball back, and put the pressure back on them straight away. Muradi finds Imre on the right. Can he find anyone in the middle? Oh my God, McCullen did he just send that ball into orbit? And how did he do that from that range? It looked like he kind of got it on target, but over by like 1 billion miles. Come on, G. Oh, come on, G. Come on, G. Do some magic. He finds McCallum. McCallum can't get a shot on target, but he was already offside. I thought he looked a little bit offside. But I think G should have either had a shot or released someone a bit sooner than that. He held onto the ball for too long there. All parts of the game that he can improve on as he gets played more and more. And that is a ball over the top, trying to find McCallum. McCallum in, trying to find Oyatunde, and he heads it straight back across goal. And that is 2-0. Left the goalkeeper with no chance saving that shot. You're going to miss that guy, Oyatunde. He's, yeah, even though he's not the biggest guy, he has provided us with a bit of an aerial threat as well. And he does know how to find the target with his head as well as with his feet. So yeah, he is going to be a big miss next season. But, you know, when they got release clauses in their contracts, and it had to be in there as something he wanted. And I think pretty sure, if I remember right, he had it locked in from the absolute get-go of the negotiations. But that was what gave us, that was what got him to sign on the dotted line. And before he was, yeah, he was running down his contract at that point, and we were going to lose him for nothing at the end of the season. So, you know what? He's given us another season, and he's contributed. He's helped us get to where we are and where we end up at the end of the season. And yeah, and we pocketed ourselves over $250,000 for him as well. So, you know, it would be nice to hold on to players, but it's just impossible when they're that good. He does deserve to be playing in like League One or the Championship. I reckon he should end up being a Championship player for sure. And I said, G with another shot there that cannons off a couple of players, I think, and falls to Gallagher to slot away, and restores our 2-0 2-goal cushion, should I say? Because while I was rabbiting on, rabbit, York did pull one back. But yeah, back to a 2-goal cushion. All right, see if we can get to half-time, come back out, and maybe grab ourselves another goal or two. It definitely should look that way. That goal was out definitely against the run of play, as you can see there. All right, everyone's happy. Everyone's happy and healthy. Yeah, take it up another gear, boys. Go on, we can do it at home in front of the home fans. Bit of a disappointing turnout, only 3,300. We were pushing towards sort of 4,000, the 3.8s and that sort of thing. And does seem to have dropped off a little bit. Maybe that's because we got nothing really to play for at this point in the season. But we'll see. We obviously need it to keep on going up. Right, Niall Timpson is going to come on in place of Elijah Morgan, who's got a bit tired legs now. Borgness has got a bit of tired legs now as well. But there's no one really I can bring on for him. I haven't really put on reliable substitutions that I can use. All right, that does cause a bit of a problem. I'm going to bring on Dylan Morgan, and then I'm just going to push him up because he can play in that central midfield role. But he's going to be, yeah, I'm going to have to be an advanced playmaker in support. Moradi, let's change you to a ball-winning midfielder in support as well. Behind him, he does have tired legs as well. I don't really know what I'm meant to do here. I could bring Harry Lee on for Moradi and put Timpson in that position in defensive midfield. Lee he's not really capable of, well, I say capable. He can do a job there. He's not trained to do a job there, but he could definitely do a job there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And they're just going to have to manage. I wonder if they can do that any better. They can do that a little bit better. All right. Swapped around Lee and Imre for a bit more balance there. Right, Gallagher's tired as well. So we're going to bring on Pinnock for him, and that will do for the moment. That's clearly offside, ref. Come on. All right. And with this win, should we see it out, it does move us more into the playoff places. Up to about 5th, I think that was showing us. So yeah. And then we've only got, I don't know, about maybe 10. Is it about 10 games left of the season? Might be less than that, actually. We got Lee finding McCullum up in front of him. He pulls it back for Dylan Morgan. Morgan finds G, and G finds Oyatunde, and that is a 4-1. What a little partnership between G and Oyatunde. And just imagine what they could have accomplished together with a couple of seasons more playing time. There's a good bit of interplay there. Not sure if that was meant to be a shot from G. It could have been. It could have been a shot from G, but it fell to Oyatunde to slot it away anyway. So yeah, let's just say it was a pass back across to Oyatunde, and give him the credit for it. And I don't know how G managed to beat someone with the ball coming down with his height, but that is goal number 5, and that is another good bit of team play there. Starting off with the goal kick to G, he somehow manages to collect the ball instead of his opposition player, and McCullum slots the ball away calmly and nicely past the York goalkeeper. 5-1. Now we're getting back to healthy scorelines, but so it should be against bottom table opposition. Right, we've got time for another substitution. And we don't want to bring Oyatunde off when he's on for a hat-trick. But G is looking pretty tired. McCullum is looking pretty tired too. Oh, who do we take off? Imre is also pretty tired. I don't know. It's probably none of them, is it? No. Right, I kind of got Salim Akambi, I think. There's another goal. It's goal number 6. Blimey, we are absolutely smashing them. Right. I'm going to bring on Akambi for McCullum. And let's have a look at what happened here. Lee finds G. Is it G again? No, he's going to find someone in the middle. He finds Pinnock in the middle, and it's a deflected shot that goes in. It's a goal. A goal's a goal's a goal. And that is 6-1 to Farnborough. And it's definitely improving our goal difference there. It was slipping off a little bit, but that's definitely improved it a lot now. Foran finds Akambi. Akambi transfers G, and G gets on the score sheet. And that is his 5th goal of the season. And that is 7-1. It is a bad day out for York today. It was a bad day for York to come to Farnborough because they are hungry and they are playing well and starting to find their groove a little bit again, should I dare to say. I think G is going to be my little superstar. At least I hope he's going to be my little superstar anyway. And that looks like it is going to be all the goals for today. And yeah, pretty healthy scoreline. 7-1, 7-2, should I say. York managed to get one more back just at the final whistle pretty much. But that's fine. It's still a goal difference of +5 on the day. So yeah, definitely does us good on the table front. Yeah, very good day out and a good couple of wins for us after a very patchy and wobbly period. A little bit of a wobble from all the players, but we were still getting enough points to keep us just at that foot of the playoff places, and now we are just moving a little bit more back inside it. It'll be nice to see if we can just get a bit of a gap between maybe the Fleetwoods and the Yeovils, but that's all going to depend on results elsewhere. But yeah, very good day, very good couple of games, and that's brilliant. As for next episode, like I said before, in the last episode, there's not really anything to play for now, and I'm not expecting to be playing for promotion this season. So I am going to be playing through to the end of the season. So we will be back for the last 2 games of the season against Exeter and Salford. And we'll probably get our asses kicked against Salford because they are the runaway leaders in the league. So yeah, maybe I'll do Fleetwood and Exeter and just not show you that one because that's just, it's probably going to be embarrassing. But no, we'll be back for Exeter and Salford and the end of the season and see where we end up come the end of the season, and we will wave a fond farewell to Daniel Oyetunde after the Salford game as well. So until then, if you like today's content, please leave us a like. If you've got anything to comment, please put it in the comments below. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It'll help me massively trying to grow the channel. And yeah, I'd love to have you along for the journey. Until then, I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day, and I will see you again in the next one. See ya.